Today, Thursday, the 24th of April 2025, we have some hand-picked match prediction to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in the list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to all our hand-picked events, which we share to members only, as well as game for corner kicks, goal probability, and other match prediction picks, then you want to make sure to subscribe to the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or the Level 3 Master Plan to have access to all our hand-picked events, as well as our top-notch tutorial classes to take your winning to the next height. So in this particular video, we are going to share our top 5 match prediction picks, and to those of you who want to have access to the remaining part of it, that is all our hand-picked, then you want to make sure to subscribe to the membership package plan. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. So before we proceed to the event of today, we want to say congratulations based on yesterday's event for registered high win rate. Of course, based on the event we shared, I first of all want to share the result we had yesterday before proceeding to the games of today. So let's proceed to the games of yesterday's event. Looking at some of the successful events we had 11 successful events based on the games we shared, both for members only, as well as the game we shared to everyone. Looking at the first, we looked at Serbia in the Premier League, Dobosika with FK Indija. We looked at 1.5 and 2.5 goals. This was a members only match prediction. It was successful. It ended as 3-1, making it successful. In the next, we looked at Latvia in the Vesliga, Jiglava against Tukums, where we looked at 1.5 or 2.5 goals. It ended as 2-1, successful for goal probability, and it was a members only prediction pick. In the next, we looked at Slovakia in the third league, Mijava against Novezamki. We looked at the home and away to have at least 1.5 goals. It ended as 2, making it successful. In the next, we looked at Bulgaria Cup Ludogorets against Botev Vratsa. We looked at the home Ludogorets to lead as well as at least 1.5 goal. We shared this to everyone. It was successful. In the next, the Serbia Super League Championship, Krevna Zvezda against Radniki, 1.5 or 2.5 goal ended at 4-1, making it successful. In the next, we looked at Sweden in the Aveskan Hammarby against Malmo, where we looked at Hammarby to have between 2 to 4 corners in the full time. For Hammarby, they had a total of 4 corners, making it successful. It was a members only pick. It was successful. In the next, we looked at Croatia in the HNL Rijeka against Osijek, where we looked at goal probability here as well, 1.5 goals. It ended as 0-2, making 1.5 to be successful. In the next was in the Women's Super League. We looked at Chelsea women against Crystal Palace women, where we looked at the home to lead as well as 1.5 and 2.5 goals. All cases were true. It was the next successful event that gave us win. In the next, we looked at Iceland in the Besta Elite. We looked at Breiðablik against Tajan. In this event, we looked at Breiðablik to have at least 2 to 4 corners. Already, it is still running the first half. It has already had 5 corner kicks, making it successful. It was a members only prediction pick. In the next, we looked at Portugal Takade Portugal, 1.5 or 2 goals over. It is still in the first half. Benfica is already having 1, and of course, we expect 2 goals here or 2 goals over. These were the game's successful events, which we looked at a mix of members only prediction picks as well as to the games we shared to everyone. Of course, based on all of the list, we registered a very high win rate in terms of the event we had. So now let's look at the games we have for you today. Now, looking at the games of today, before we proceed, we have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel here, you're going to see that we'll provide match prediction to members only. Want to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan or Level 3 Master, you have access to our handpick event for members only in terms of our top match prediction picks comprising of corner kick events, goal probability and straight wins, and so on. So you can have access to all of these once you join membership package plan. For example, if you become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan, you have access to our handpick event as well as Level 2 Pro membership class, as you can see here, titled as the Level 2 Pro classes. This will give you access to the live match corner kick strategy we give to members only, a simple trick to make consistent win with our hand-picked event, as you can see, and as well as all the never seen strategy which we give to members only, the straight win and comeback strategy that will amaze you, the tactical straight win and 2.5 goal strategy for members only, and 99% win rate you can use for members only. But if you become a member of the level 3 master, you have access to the level 3 master classes, as you can see here. This will give you access to the excellent corner kick strategy being revealed to members only, the top secret AI tool we use for goal pick and straight wins, secret corner kick strategy site we shared, and as well as the strategy you have never seen before, 6 amazing AI tool we use, home and away win strategy step by step explained, and a 2.5 goal strategy you can use to beat the bookies and win even more. Of course, once you join to become a member of the level 3 master, you have access to all the master classes in one place, which the link is found below this video. So of course, you can as well come here to the front page of this area and navigate to this section that says the video tab. And here, if you access across this area, you're going to see that we also provide top strategy you can use for free. For example, looking at the first one here, we have this section titled as the top 5 apps you can use. We have compared some of the features which you can take advantage of it to start to find some events for yourself. Also, we have another one here which we have titled it as the expert tip for picking the best matches, as you can see here. And of course, you can as well scroll across this area and navigate to locate this title here and take advantage of what we have that we have shared. Looking at others, which of course we have here, we have some 5 hidden tips for this particular app titled as the Sofascore app, which of course there are some tips which you never knew existed before. You want to make sure also to navigate this area and watch this tutorial to see what we have shared and take advantage of it. Of course, you can see this one here as well, the expert tip strategy, which we have explained. And that being said, let's now proceed to the first event of this list. Looking at the first event, we are looking at Latvia in the Veseliga. We are looking at Auda against Grobina. In this event, the home team Auda have proved very offensive in the recent event they have had, scoring 2 goals, 3 goals, and 2 goals in the recent game played. If we look at Grobina, on the other hand, they have also proved that they concede as much as they can, conceding 3, 1, 2, and 4 in the recent gameplay they've had. The defensive line is weak, and looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they've had, the home team Auda have proved to be the one that is toppling this table. They sit on the first place. They recently have 5 games with 4 wins, scoring 9, conceding 2. That's a good offensive strength and defense. But if we look at the performance of its opponent in the away game performances, you're going to see that they have recently had 4 games with 0 lead, just 2 scored goals and 10 conceded. The defensive line is weak, and therefore the home want to take advantage of that weak defense, and we are looking therefore at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we'll look at the home team to be the upper hand to lead as one of the major pick, as well as at least 1.5 goals in full time or 2 goals over is our major pick for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we'll look here in the Slovakia in the first league women. We are looking at Trencin women against Trnava women. Of course, the performance of Trencin have proved to be very good, scoring 3-1 goal in the recent gameplay they have had against Zelina and against Bistriaka women. Its opponent, on the other hand, of course, have also had games with Zelina where they had almost equal strength, 2-2, 4 goals were scored. And looking at the home team, they had game played, 5 goals were scored between the two, to give us a hint of the possibility of goals, since both sides have had events with Zelina and they show high probability of goals. Looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent event they have had, the performance of the home Trencin have proved that they sit here in the 3rd place. They have recently had 5 games played. As you can see, 2 wins. They have scored 9, conceding 17. The offense is good, but the problem is the defense is very weak, which is good because they will allow the passage of goals to the goal line. Of course, if we look at that of the opponent, on the other hand, you're going to see that the opponent, Naval, also proved that the defense line is also weak, but the offense is at least better. And looking at this, both of the two sides want to impress The probability of high shoot on and off target will be possible. So want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over is our major pick for this event, looking at all the stats which we have compared. Looking at the next, we looked at Italy Cup. We are looking at the match between Bologna against Empoli. In this event, Bologna have recently had the first leg with its opponent and beat it 3-0. This time they are coming to meet, and looking at the performance of Bologna, especially in the Serie A, we are going to see that the performance have proved to be good comparing to that of Empoli, scoring 1, 1, and 5 in the recent event they have had. And now looking at the games they have had performance against, they recently had a game against Napoli where they beat where they had equal strength with Napoli. But this Napoli also had a game with Empoli and beat Empoli. Let's compare at that. You are going to see that Napoli had a game with Empoli and beat it 3-0 to tell us that the strength of Bologna is almost equal to that of Napoli, which you can see here. And if they have almost equal strength, then there is still a possibility of Bologna to lead against Empoli, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal here in full time. So in this event, we are looking at Bologna to be the upper hand, and as a result, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. In this gameplay comparison of Bologna against Napoli have proved to have almost equal strength. And if Napoli is able to beat the away team Empoli 3-0, then there is still a possible chance for Bologna having almost equal strength that of Napoli to also lead in full time as one of the major picks. And we also want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next here, we are looking at Spain in the La Liga. We are looking at Betis against Valladolid. In this event, Betis, the home team, have proved to have good performance in the recent event they have had. They had game with Villarreal, Girona in the CL, as you can see in the Conference League, against Sevilla, against Las Palmas, where the performance have proved to be better as compared to Valladolid, that have proved that they concede very much, and the defensive line is not very good. You can see they have a game, as you can see here, with Real Sociedad, Atletico de Bilbao, where they concede too much number of goals. Now, of course, looking at the stand performance in the recent event they have had, the form of Betis have proved that if we look at Betis here, they sit at the second place after Barcelona. They have had 5 games recently played at home with 4 wins, but the defensive line is not very tight, but the offense is good. You can see 4 wins registered at home to prove that they are good, especially when they come at home. But if we look at that of its opponent, Valladolid, in the recent event they have had, you're going to see that whenever they go at away, they prove to be very poor in the defensive line. They've had 5 games recently at away, 0 wins, as you can see here, scoring only 5 goals. But the problem is the defensive line is very weak, giving advantage for Betis to see how they can take advantage of the weak defense of that opponent. And as a result, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, we'll look at the home team Betis to be the upper hand, and the fact that the away have a defensive line that is very open. We looked at Betis to take that advantage to win as one of the major picks, as well as at least the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time is our major pick for this event. Looking at the next event here, we are looking at Netherlands in the Eredivisie. We are looking at a match between Twente against PSV Eindhoven. In this gameplay, of course, we are looking at the fact that PSV Eindhoven, the away team, have proved to be very offensive. They've had game with Groningen, Walwijk, and also Arsenal, where they proved to be very good. Of course, the defensive line also proved that they do concede at least between 1 goal, 2 goals, and 3 goals in the recent event they have had. But if we look at that of Twente, on the other hand, you're going to see that its defensive line and performance is not as great as compared to PSV Eindhoven. Now, of course, looking at the performance recently in terms of the recent event they have had, comparing the form of the away team PSV Eindhoven in the recent performance, Eindhoven is very good. They have scored 12 goals in 5 game play to prove that the offense is good. But the only problem here is that the defensive line is not very good. They have conceded 10 goals in 5 game play. So Twente also, on the other hand, which is the home team, have proved that here they have an offensive line which is at least good. Scoring 8 goals in 5 match means that they have an offensive line which is at least average. And the defense also is not very tight. You can see they have conceded 7 goals in 5 game play to prove that the defense of both sides are not very tight. And therefore, as a result, since both side events or both side stands in terms of defense are not very tight, we look at two major picks here in full time because the offense of both sides are at least good. Therefore, more shoot on and off target will want to occur. As a result, we are looking or eyeing two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, both of the two sides impression rate will be high, since shoot on and off target will be better. So we'll look at least the possibility of 1.5 goals to occur in this match in full time, or 2.5 goals in full time is our major pick for this event. And now, of course, we have more of this game to share with you. But for you to access the remaining part of it or all our handpick events, then of course you want to make sure to subscribe to the Level 2 Pro membership package plan or the Level 3 Master Plan. We have already shared now the top 5 with you, and we have even more to share. So to access the remaining part of it, you want to make sure to see how you can access members only match prediction picks, which comprises of more picks as well as game prediction for corner kicks, goal probability, and all our handpick events we share to members to take advantage of the huge odds we provide, and as well as the top handpick events, just as you have seen, to see how you can make some picks from the list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And also, if you want to have access to our top-notch tutorial classes, which we share to members only, especially tutorial classes for Level 2 Pro and Level 3 Master, then you want to make sure that you also access membership package plan to see how you can take advantage of these features and start to take your winning to the next height. So good luck, and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now. And to those of you who want to join as a member, the link is below this video. See you again from the inside, and bye-bye for now.